Hey fuckers, it's Friday.
Can't spell shattered without shat or turd.
Like a gut punch to the abdomen.
Some of the funniest shit on the web.
I call it a rock Fred.
I like the cut of your jib, gentlemen.
These 5 are the only protection we have.
The best part of the show is the genuine Hasbro love.
Good night, folks.
And of course, Pat's weekly farts.
Breaking news. It's very outside of the box.
Nailed it.
I love Friday. Bob's Bait and Tackle, now carrying Hasbro.
They truly are your favorite podcast.
Thoughts, prayers, likes, and shares.
From A to B.
Uncut. Is that you?
When are you going to bring Larry back?
My favorite Star Wars podcast.
Shattered cast on
Like complete fuckers. Podcast is intended for mature audiences only, and its sole purpose is to entertain. If it doesn't fit with your sensitive sensibilities, please feel free to turn it off now and
Shut the fuck up, Chip.
Hello, what? Dick.
Wasn't me, but
Hello,
it was
everybody, and
hilarious.
welcome to Shattercast Uncut, episode 3, City 5. That is 365 years old. We are getting up there in the age of vampires. We've taken over the world. We felted a rebellion, and we overthrew the rebellion's new established government by feeding them nothing but omnigonics figures. And then they, in turn, stabbed us in the chest with Old English oak steak, and we're trapped in our coffin. We escaped, and we've enslaved humanity yet again, except this time, we're forcing them to put tasers in the front of their groin. So if they get out of line, bzzz, man down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm your host, Oscar Alonso, and the world's worst storyteller, and joining me tonight are two members of the Furious Four. Robert will not be joining us. He's taking a night off because Robert needs to seriously get some rest. We love Robert. We miss you, man. Think you're a great guy.
I'm beginning to question Robert's purchasing a house so far away from his apartment and deciding it's a good idea.
I'm anticipating the time where Robert tells us, I'm just going to move to Jersey.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
and then he's going to be in New Jersey.
And I don't want to put Robert's business out there, but he's like, I had to take my daughter to the dentist. I'm like, why didn't you find a dentist near your house? Like, okay.
Oh, he still owes the dentist, the dentist still owes him credit for all that malpractice work he did.
Probably.
For tossing all those personal injury cases.
That's fair, Greg. That's fair.
We say it because we love you, Robert. And of course, you heard my two constituents joining me here tonight. He's everyone's favorite Facebook admin and the biggest Beast Wars supporter ever known to man because he's a big fan of Polar Claw, the one, the only Mr. Greg for Mercy.
That was a fun one. If you got one that the bee worked. Yeah.
That's actually one of my favorite vintage Beast Wars figures is Polar Claw, and I did get Cyber Shark though, so I'm happy with him. But yeah, I feel like I'm in a Beast Wars mood because Kingdoms have been popping up all over down here. I'm like, ooh, and But and of course, speaking of Beast War fans, this guy is a huge supporter of Beast Wars everywhere.
Biggest fan out there.
He tattooed a picture of Snapper on his back. And then when his first child was born, he had the face of Snapper re-tattooed into the face of his kid. He's also the smartest Transformer fan out there. He's so smart that when I sat there and said, hey, how many pins does this Earthrise Optimus Prime have? He answered me almost immediately. I forget the count.
Total Rain Man.
Yeah. And he just answered it, and he was right. He was right. It's one of the only Mr. TTR6 Justin.
What is going on, everybody? Snapper is also the nickname for my penis. So,
Gross.
Uh-huh.
But again, tortoises do have like large dongs, according to scientifically correct Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on YouTube. So, yeah, good job.
I'm just saying, Snapper, if you know what I mean. So, anyway.
Speaking of which, we are now getting started. Let's go ahead and talk about, did anybody get anything? Justin?
I did not, but I would like to point out that I have the what the fuck are they? The New Age reflector in toy colors pre-ordered from TF Source, right? So I want to say, TF Source, give me a fucking tracking number on your website, because this thing shipped out the day after Christmas, or no, 2 days after Christmas. I'm sorry, December 27th. It shipped out, and it is gone from Pennsylvania, Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, which is 2.5 hours, I think, something like that from here. 2.5 hours from my house, I would say, to Kansas City, Kansas. Like, what the shit? And then it went somewhere else, I forget where, then back to Kansas City again. I'm like, okay, what is going on? Then it hit Wilmington like 2 days ago, and now it's just currently in transit to next location. I'm like, I could walk to Wilmington in 2 days, like.
Did you pay like $4 for that like simple ship speed they offer, which is like eternity?
No, I think I paid $6 or $7 for their standard shipping, and yeah, I'm just currently sitting here waiting for Reflector to show up. So, and then you look at TF Source's website, and all they have is like, track your package. I'm like, how about give me a number so I can go ahead and talk to the fucking post office about it? Like, why is this what's with the secrecy? You're like, we shipped it, but we're not going to tell you the number. So I don't know. Yeah.
Did they not email you the number?
No, they did not. They just said it's tracked with a little button that says track your shipment by clicking this button. So, good times. And it just takes you to TF Source's web page, which pulls all the information without any actual indication of the number. So
how do you know it was?
Yeah, it might not even be my package. So who knows? But yeah, so I'm waiting for that. And I also want to say, listeners, you can now listen to one episode of Shattercast a day, and it'll be 2022 when you're done them all. So that's impressive, right? So that's all. That's all I got. It's just some salt.
So why'd you order it from TF Source?
So I had ordered something from TF Source, and it was just complete trash. I forget what it was, and I didn't like it, and I returned it to them, but they only offer store credit if you return it. I was like, that's fine. So I'm like, let me just find something that I want, and I'll use my store credit. I had like $50. I forget what it was for. And so, yeah, so I did that, and yeah, I just had to wait. So normally I would not order from TF Source because I'm not a big fan. But whatever I had whatever I had ordered, I couldn't find anywhere else, and then I got it, and I'm like, oh, this is bad, and just returned it. So
that story sounds very familiar.
Yeah, I think something on it was actually broken out of the package, and I was like, good, I can return this even though it's, I'd just be like, look, it's broken, and I do not want a replacement part or another one. So, and that's why they gave me store credit. So it's fine.
Okay. All right on. Gregors, did you get anything this week?
I sure did.
Oh, what'd you get?
Yeah, it's a secret. You got to click the button to find out.
Mm-hmm.
You have to click the subscribe button, hit the bell, turn on all notifications.
That's right.
You didn't do it the last time. You see what happened.
That's right.
How about you, Oscar? Did you get anything?
I did. I got some stuff.
I'm really not going to tell you what I got, by the way, just because you want to be an asshole about it.
Well, how am I being an asshole about it?
I don't know.
Fucking
click the button to find out.
What? There, look, I'm clicking. You can totally hear it. Clicked.
I don't like the way you click.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God!
Some attitude in that click.
You told me you were going to be professional tonight.
When of my efforts.
No, let's.
Oh well, fuck it. Oh, never mind. I started, but if you want to keep cutting me off, Oscar, that's fine. Keep interrupting me.
No, just go ahead. Go ahead.
No. Let me know when you're done.
Amazing grace. I'm done.
Okay, So finally, I got NECA, Tokyo, and Razor. I got NECA, Casey Jones, and Raphael in his pervert coat.
Mm-hmm.
And I got NECA Super Shredder that I pre-ordered like a billion months ago. And they didn't put them all in one package. They shipped them, literally, they shipped them the day. So like the day one arrived, I also got an email saying, this order is shipped. So instead of putting them all in one package, they shipped them end to end to end. And I'm just like, okay. So I got those all today. They're all fine. Super Shredder may be the best out of the box, like just as far as performance goes. NECA figure I've ever had. Like I don't have any issues with any joints. Nothing feels like everything feels good. Like he feels like he should.
Mm-hmm.
Tolerances and all that. No gummed up joints. Great.
Non-durable goods.
That's awesome. That's Super Shredder. I've seen it in stores before too. It looks really neat.
Yeah. It's a Super Shredder. Yeah. I got I don't remember what I said last week because I got some shit. Did I get the Hoth, Han, and Luke? The 30th anniversary,
No, you didn't.
50th anniversary archive. Oh, I got those. And hey, Oscar, ask me where Grand Admiral Thrawn is.
Where is Grand Admiral Thrawn?
Oh, he's downstairs on my couch. I got him today too.
Oh,
finally.
yay!
And
no Jar Jar, huh?
No, I can't find Jar Jar, and my order keeps getting pushed back. I'm very upset about that because I saw Bobby's review of Jar Jar. It makes me want him even more. What else did I get?
Makes it think you're gonna die.
Missa thinks you want to get fucked up.
They should have made Jar Jar a Jedi by the end, just to piss everyone off.
Oh God, imagine that.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Sith Lord theory though. That's always entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God! Oh yeah, my favorite part about that theory is every random motherfucker coming up to you like, "Oh, you like Star Wars?" So I was reading on the internet. What do you think about Jar Jar being a Sith Lord? Have you heard that? Have you seen that? Have you seen that post?
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard that? hey! What do you think about Jar Jar being a Sith Lord? Hey,
check out this video.
Hey, so I laughed, my wife laughed, and the toaster laughed. Decepticons, right? Oh, man.
Good stuff.
Yeah. I feel like I got something else, but I don't think I did. Not this week.
Okay. Let's see. And there are dogs barking. Awesome. Not like I'm recording, but that's okay.
You're not
it's
recording?
all about respect in the Alonzo compound. It's all about respect.
Well, I don't think your dogs fucking give a shit if you're recording or not.
Yep, they sure don't.
They're dogs.
But anyway, yeah. They're just supposed to be cute and do
Stop
cute tricks.
beating your dogs.
I'm not beating my dog. Stop before people think I'm really beating my dogs.
Oh, well, I fed my cat earlier. Dude, the garbage
you fed it to a dog, you monster. Whoa! Hey!
I want to.
Let's see what I got this week. So it's this week has been very, very beneficial for the Kingdom line here by me. I picked up Optimus Primal. Nice little toy. Has now Monkey. I also picked up the elusive Target exclusive Thrust. I like it. I wasn't going to pick them up anyway because I already sold all my Seekers, but it's not bad to have one on there. And picked up the Core class Rat Trap, which was really neat. And then, just like Justin, I had a pre-order I put in through TF Source come through finally. After we went from, I want to say, I forgot which state it comes from up north. It made its way to Kansas also, Justin.
God, what is it with Kansas?
Then for some reason it went to Texas. And then from Texas, it went up to Georgia. to Jacksonville. So I'm like, oh, I usually get him the same day when it hits to Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
Goes back up to Decatur, Georgia. And then it made it back to my house, and I pre-ordered the Generation 2, the G2 Generation Selects G2 Megatron. So I got him in. He's nice. I have fun with him. And then I also got Gigawatt from the Transformers Back to the Future exclusive. So
Yay.
yeah, box was a little dinged up, but I'm not a box collector, so I did have to open him up to mess with him, and it's really not bad. I thought he'd be like really worse, you know, he would be really like kind of jarring out to mess with, but no, other than that, it's fun. I like the paint deco. I love the aesthetics of the DeLorean. I love how the doors open up, the wheels fold in. I love all that stuff, man. So I mean, like it's pretty much a home run, especially if it's a nice little massive retool of the sideswipe mold, which I'm okay with.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it's, you know, you'll like yours, Justin, because you know yours is going to be actually at the time of this recording. And this gets uploaded. Hopefully, you'll either have it or it'll be close to being on your way without it being in Kansas.
Nice.
But yeah, so I got those in.
Here's the tracking history. Ready? I pulled it up. Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, to Kansas City, Kansas, to Edgerton, Kansas, to Kansas City, Kansas, to Edgerton, Kansas, to Lancaster, Pennsylvania, to Philadelphia, to Wilmington, to missing. Oh, goddamn.
Yikes. That is quite the haul. Yeah. Speaking of the haul, this guy can do the haul. He can haul anything once you get the additional kit for him, but he looks fantastic. It is the X-Transbots Gravestone Youth version.
So is the youth version, is that the toy version? Which one? I mean, because he has the yellow eyes.
It's the toy version, yeah.
Okay. Interesting. And they have been, X-Transbots has been putting out the toy version of all these characters too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That is correct. Yes, sir.
Yep.
Well, that's
and
cool.
the G2 version.
Yep.
This is a case I don't...
really good too.
I like everything, but for some reason the yellow eyes bug me, and I don't know why. Maybe they're too bright. I'm not sure. Like, I feel like they stand out or something too much.
I'm getting nostalgic vibes from this, from that gun to the sword. This looks really good. Yeah, I mean, I know the yellow eyes they're really fucking jarring.
Yeah, you know what it might be though? I think that this is just a digital. Like, I don't think this is actually a painted prototype of this. So I'm thinking that in this case, it's one of the it's a situation where just that like digital coloring is off, you know? So like it's too bright. Like they colored the eyes, and it's not really 100% indicative of what it's gonna look like. At least I hope not.
You said dick.
I did say dick. So.
Yeah, I thought this looked off as hell, and then I looked at the toy again, and I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's what he looks like.
I think I'm thinking the final version will look a little better.
Yeah, I think so. In fact, I'm wondering if they just ended up putting these eyes over the existing ones. Like, this is kind of what it's going to look like, and it's not really the retooled head or anything. So,
love that alt mode.
Yeah.
Loving that alt mode. This looks fire.
Yeah. I should finally have my original Gravestone in a few days.
Oh, yay! You got to build your monolith?
Well, I need the trailer first, but yeah.
Oh, that's true. Yes.
Hopefully, I'll have a Capone soon, and I'll be able to build my whatever he was called.
Attila.
Yes.
I'm sorry, just flipping through the pictures and seeing the side view of the head and stuff, and it just cracks me up. Good times.
I am a little nostalgic while looking at this figure. That's a straight up box. Jesus Christ. But yeah, I think it looks good. I think if someone's looking just for the toy version of this, they're in luck. Their original release of Gravestone looked good. Yeah, so I mean, more power to them. I hope they pick it up, and I hope they enjoy it very much. Running up next, this is something I'm a little excited for. I need to find. I wonder if the Chosen Prime has this up for pre-order yet or not. Transart Yellow Leopard. This is their MP scale transmetal Cheetor.
Mm-hmm. This looks really good. This is the kind of thing.
Yep.
Like I've said it before, and I'm gonna say it again. Like the reason I don't like Beast Wars is because I never liked the realistic animal modes. Like I feel like they should have been animals, but they should have been like Dinobots were Dinobots, right? Like they were very much mechanical versions of a living animal. And then, I know this is, what was this, Transmetals? Is that what it was when they got these forms?
Yeah.
Or was it just later in Beast Wars? I can't remember. But, this is how it should have been the whole time. And, this looks so good. I would have so been in on Beast Wars. And, if I was a Beast Wars fan, 100% I'd be in on this. It looks so good.
Why don't you pick it up anyway?
No, because
Mess
I'm not
around with
a
it. If
fan.
you're not happy with it, sell it. Someone will buy it.
Yeah, I'm sure of that, but I've been trying to get away from buying things, that I don't have too much of a place for, because, I got a lot of stuff. I'm running out of room. So, I'm just trying to pick up things that I know I'm going to enjoy as opposed to trying to sell them down the road.
Oh, this is true. I mean, yeah, his alt mode's pretty easy. It's, transform from his beast mode to bot mode. It's just him standing up, but
of course,
I like it. It's a good appeal. I never had this figure as a kid when it came out. So, I mean, I hope it comes with those blast effects for the boosters on his back. I think this looks fantastic. I am really excited for this.
Mm-hmm. I think it has to come with those blast effects. It really has to make it work.
Yep.
So.
And then the head sculpt. I think the mouth on the head sculpt opens and closes also.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it.
I wonder how much this is going to retail for, though.
$90. It's on pre-order.
$90?
That's
and
not
Ravage
bad.
is on pre-order.
Doesn't
Ravage
look like
is only
it's a bad
70.
price.
Yeah, the Ravage.
Ravage
It's only 70. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Uh-huh. You know what else is thick?
What?
Your mama.
Oh. So's yours.
My mom's dead.
Oh, no. Awkward.
My only question on this guy, I'm looking at the pictures of robot mode, and does he just have the beast head just hanging directly off the back? I think he might.
Probably.
I don't think so. I think because the original figure, the beast head, was the hands.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, no, you don't think so?
Oh, no. I was saying, probably not then.
So I'm thinking the beast head isn't hanging off his back. I think he'll clean up good in robot mode. So I'm thinking the beast head is still going to be his hands like the original toy.
Mm-hmm.
It's just going to be, a bigger scale, better articulation in the original release. Probably just added things like ankle tilt, a better paint job, and it has to have that chrome because that was the gimmick with the Transmetal was the fancy chrome paint jobs. Bitch.
Just out there giving out beast jobs.
Beast jobs. There's a title for the episode.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think this is really neat. I'm gonna consider pre-ordering this. I wasn't. Go ahead.
I still don't have the skateboard gorilla. I probably should get that too.
I wasn't a fan of that version of Optimus Primal.
Well, yeah, but you got to have it,
Yeah, I think if you are collecting Transmetals, it's kind of a must-have.
Yeah. I mean, unless you're, one of those.
A furry.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just, their Optimus Primal didn't really speak to me. It didn't speak to me when I was a kid either. I didn't see the point of that alt mode besides, oh, he's got a skateboard or a hoverboard, whatever. So, but yeah. So moving on, still staying in Beast War news, R.E.D. Cheetor in hand.
I gotta tell you, some of these like smaller, like more dainty figures, like I think the red line looks pretty damn good on. I could totally see getting this to stand next to the MP Primal in bot mode because, like, honestly, I think it probably looks better. So, you don't have.
Well, they do have a comparison pick set with the actual MP
Yeah,
and the Kingdom Deluxe class.
It's true. He's a little bit small, I guess, comparatively, but I don't know. Still looks good. Looks damn good.
I think it would work though.
So I know that they said like the red line is not focusing on any one line, but do you think that's kind of slightly detrimental to the line? Like, I don't know, because like when I look at them, like it'd be really super cool to get some of like a complete set of whatever for some of these characters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
a complete set of series for key characters from the representative series.
like it'd be nice to get like I know RC is good, and I guess the saving grace for things like RC is that like, okay, I don't think there's necessarily one great RC representation from the actual toy, so you could take this RC and fit her right next to the rest of the toys, good enough, but like Beast Wars, like I don't know if I necessarily feel that way. So I don't know, maybe he does fit in next to like your classics Beast Wars stuff, and not the masterpiece, of course, but yeah, I don't know, maybe, I'm not sure.
Like they have a picture of him next to the Kingdom Optimus Primal and Rat Trap. And I think it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that Kingdom figure at all. I don't like the way it looks.
What, Optimus Primal?
No, the Cheetor.
No, I don't like it either.
I'm not a fan of it either. I mean, there's people that like it.
I'm not really a fan of the way you look either.
Whoa, I'm not a fan of the way you fucking look.
Oh, well. I guess we better agree to disagree.
Yeah. Maybe we should just take our shirts off, soap each other up with Vaseline, and wrestle about this in my backyard.
Maybe we should.
Maybe we fucking should, Greg. Get a little tired of your sass over there.
Well, why don't you fucking bring it on, big boy?
You only live in Hollywood, Florida. That's right. I just doxed you, bro.
Oh, no. Don't tell them about how I live in Hollywood, Florida.
Yeah. Totally lives in Hollywood, Florida. Home of Adam Walsh.
And Hulk Hogan. What?
Is he from Hollywood, Florida? No, he's from fucking Pasadena, ain't he? Pasadena, brother, let me tell you something.
He is Hollywood.
Home
like, so what would you guys like to see done in this line? Like, what characters?
I don't know. It's tough to say. Like, I do think we're doing best with some of the more dainty characters. I think keep that going. And like an actual like G1 RC, I think would be good.
I'd like to see a G1 Jazz.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool.
This posability, you can make it work.
Yeah, I just don't think, like a lot of these characters, like I think this is a good opportunity to do characters that it's very hard to do both alt mode and their robot modes properly, Yeah. Like any character that is an issue, I would consider making part of this line. So, who else? What about any movie characters? Is there any movie characters that would benefit
from this. Didn't they do that with Robot Masters? I think it was called. No.
Yeah, there was a Robot Heroes.
Robot Heroes, yeah. Yeah, but I think they did something like that. I, for one, if it came to movie characters, I wouldn't mind seeing what a Crosshairs would look like. You know, because in the movie, the part of the Corvettes would hang off him like a trench coat. So, I would love to see, like, you know, some sort of posable plastic and stuff like that on him.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool.
I think that'd be pretty neat. I, for one, would like to veer off to other Transformer series. I'd like to see, for example, Hotshot from Armada.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because his original Armada figure was like, ugh, right? And then his Classics wasn't that bad at all.
No, his Classics a pretty good figure.
Yeah. But I'd like to see more of a, because these things focus more on robot mode than anything. So let's see a cleaned up, you know, version of him that looks like he just came off the screen.
With that Armada Prime coming, I've actually been wondering, I'm like, do I still have a Classics Hot Rod? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I feel like now I feel like I need a Red Alert and a Hot Rod, and I feel like I'd have all the R.E.D I need, or Armada I need. Like, I feel like that's the main three, right? So.
Yeah. It was Prime, Hot Shot, Red Alert.
Yeah.
Who else? There was a third one. The third little stamp I bought. It escapes me at the moment.
Wait, which one? Are we talking about the no, that's R.E.D. Never mind.
Yeah, I think my biggest draw to Armada is just that old PS2 game, which is freaking phenomenal game. That one is like my biggest draw to Armada. So I'm like, yeah, those are the three characters I could pick from. Those are the three characters I would like to have represented. So I bet you wouldn't be too hard to find a Classics hot shot. If I don't have one still, I'm gonna go get it. I think I sold it. I think I have Dion, but I don't think I have the Hot Rod mold anymore. Gotta look into it.
Yeah. And I mean, why not delve? Because that's kind of why I like the Unicron trilogy a little bit, was because they weren't like the regular G1 characters. Like, yeah, you still had your Primes and Megatrons and Starscreams, but they looked radically different. I'll always love my G1 cartoon. I always will. But there was nothing wrong with a little bit of variety. You know what I mean? And that's why I think those shows kind of struggled. But I think what Hasbro needs to notice now is that there are those children that watch those shows that loved Hot Shot and loved Red Alert and loved Demolisher, right? Or their version of Demolisher and Cyclonus. They're no longer kids. They're grown up. They have disposable income. Pay homage to them a little bit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like they're kind of doing that now with Beast Wars, but I can't help but think they're only doing it because Beast Wars hit that, you know, what are they, 30 years now?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So they hit that 30-year anniversary. We'll start showing a little love for the Unicron trilogy, man, because that was a pretty epic thing on its own.
Beast Wars. Yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing stuff from the Beast Wars Japan line also, you know, maybe as Japanese exclusives, and because that stuff was pretty popular over there. I'd love to see a Lyle Convoy Action Master. You know,
maybe do a
modern take on Magnum Boss.
Maybe do an R.E.D. line. That's all.
Yeah, car robots.
That's all War for Cybertron repaints from the original War for Cybertron, or Fall of Cybertron rather. So like have a Fruticus as a Ruination.
Yeah. No, let's not go crazy.
I'm a little surprised that R.E.D. hasn't kind of gotten more love, being like the Transformers that brought Transformers back to vehicles. You know, it's weird.
Yeah. And yeah, that guy who sounded like Uncle Phil voicing Optimus Prime. I used to think it was the same guy back in the day, but I forget his name now.
James Avery.
Is it James Avery?
I think, right? No, that was Uncle Phil.
Yeah, that's the actor's name. Yeah, James Avery. But
that
it wasn't
was
him.
the actor's name.
Yeah.
Show some respect. Put some respect on that.
Respect. Put some respect on my name.
Put some respect on the uncle from Bel Air.
Go Holmes to Bel Air.
Putting some respect. Speaking of, let's take a look at a possible new Netflix redecos. First one being Zombie Rust Barricade. Oh my!
It's neat how much deco they're putting on here. It's very, like, it makes me feel like it's a custom and not like an actual Hasbro figure, because it's like so painted, you know?
Yep. Because it's, you know, the body, the main part of the vehicle itself is in that, it's in that amazing deco with the rust. But the robot limbs are, you know, they're just an alternate color. But
the thing I think I find interesting about it is, like, the paint apps go like they like across the pieces that like change on like the hood there, you know, like there's like scrapes go on. I'm like, if that is a Hasbro thing, like that's kind of outside of what we've seen them do ever. So like that's interesting. I mean, if it's not a custom, that's awesome. You know, they're actually doing something more interesting here.
Yeah, they're daring to step out of their regular comfort zone. I like the alt mode. I like the bot mode of these Siege figures. So yeah, I think it works.
Yeah. Looks nice.
And you have that purple Tyrannosaurus fossilizer guy. I forget his name.
Meh. Trashosaurus.
It's the. I just find it funny.
Earthrise,
you know,
Trashoton. Yeah.
It's translucent purple. You know, third party's been doing a lot of transparent reissues. Not saying Hasbro's never done it before, but I'm just saying, man.
What are you just saying, Oscar?
I'm just saying, maybe they raised an eyebrow, Justin. Maybe they raised a fucking eyebrow.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to hear that. So.
And then they have a.
Yeah, but purple and clear purple plastic has been Hasbro code for zombie since Prime.
Also, Ghost, remember they did that with Cyclonus on that special 3-pack.
I mean, yeah, I guess, but if this is supposed to be like reanimated drones, whatever, from the cartoons, I don't know. You know, they did that with the Cliff Jumper. And purple was the color of zombie, and
that's true.
Transformers Prime. What do I know?
And well, you know quite a bit. And up next we have the zombie Ironhide, and it looks like a Netflix repaint of Cheetor.
What a great looking toy that Cheetor is.
So I see this Ironhide. I mean, people that own the Quintessons, whether it be Dr. Egg or the actual Quintessons from Hasbro, they could buy these and just troop build these things because that's what they were like in the series.
Did you just throw poor kid shade on that? Were you like, you know, Dr. Egg or whatever it's called, or the real Quintessons from Hasbro?
Maybe.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did. I'm a bitch.
You did. You are.
I am such a Sag. It's not even funny.
You're a badge.
Sag, not badge, bastard.
Badge.
Don't be such a badge, batch. So yeah, you know, that stuff looks really good.
Yeah. I can't wait to not be able to find any of these in the store. But it's okay. I don't really.
You need to try going. That will help you out.
Yeah, I haven't. My Walmart's a dead zone. So.
Or try your Target.
I don't carry anything. Target's too far away, and I hate going to where my Target is. If I know there's some listeners, Brian Brink. I know you listen sometimes. He knows that you don't want to go to that Target, the closest one to me. So, it sucks. It's in a big shopping mall that is right on the corner of Maryland, Pennsylvania, New Jersey. So everybody comes there for tax-free shopping, especially for like Apple Store and things like that. So the mall is always like it's a pandemic nightmare. It's like even when people were supposed to be social distancing. You drove by like Christmas and like that mall is packed, you know, and like there's pictures of that mall like during Christmas where like people were just like right next to each other and stuff at the food court, and like, nope, this is a problem, you know. So like, no, I cannot stand that mall. So I mean, like, I don't dislike it, but it's definitely not a place that I willingly am like, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Let's go there. So.
Hey, speaking of Target, I got that Krang too.
Nice.
Sorry.
That Krang looks good.
That Krang is good.
I always remember.
Didn't you have the EX Gokin, I think it's called, version of Krang?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did. Way back in the day.
I never cared for that one as much.
Back when it was cool to have it?
Yeah.
That one always got me because, like, I think, like, the extra, like, muscles and stuff going on with the robot body just never did anything for me. I'm like, it's not really what I want, you know? So.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't.
It's too stylized. So, and, like, I get why anyone would like that. It's just, for me, I was like, I kind of want that big, chunky, stupid-looking android suit, you know? Like, so I remember when I was a kid.
Damn, I stabbed myself in the hand twice.
There was this like liquidation store somewhere near my parents' house. Like, it was in a mall somewhere, and I remember I had never seen it, and I saw that Krang suit was like in this liquidation store, and I was like begging my parents to get it because I had never seen it, and no, I never got it. And then like many years went by, and I had totally forgotten that thing existed until I saw it online somewhere. I was like, oh my god, I forgot about this thing. But
you then bought it, and as a grown-ass man, you wore it. And you were like, I'm Krang.
I actually did not buy it this time. So this was the one time I exercised restraint. But, yeah, that was an interesting toy. So
it looks like shit if you go back and look at it now.
Oh, yeah. Totally.
Like, total shit. Well, there was a regular scale one, too.
Mm-hmm.
That came out much later.
Was there? Like a... small scale?
Yeah, like, it was like in relative scale to Krang or to Shredder and everybody else. Yep.
I had no clue about that. That's cool.
Well, now you know.
Obviously, I didn't get that one either. So.
Why don't you call your parents? Why don't you add your parents to the call?
Yeah, you guys failed me.
Yeah, when's the last time you spoke to your mother anyway, Justin?
It's been a little while. So.
Horrible. Fucking deplorable.
Shh. Well, that's me.
Well, he did vote for Trump.
What?
What?
That's what I noticed. That's another franchise that's had a few incarnations over the years. Like He-Man's had what, 3?
Oh, I thought you were going to say Trump. I thought you were going to say Trump supporters.
No. He-Man's had what, like 3 incarnations? There was the original He-Man, then there was He-Man, like Future He-Man or some shit like that.
Yeah, it was New Adventures. It was He-Man in space.
Right. And then there was Masters of the Universe, the He-Man 2000X series.
That was supposed to be pretty good, right?
Yeah, that was really good.
Mm-hmm.
They did a lot of stuff there that they couldn't do with the original Filmation series. Almost said Funimation. But yeah, and now they're working on one for Netflix. Meanwhile, the Turtles have had several incarnations, including a Japanese anime series.
Which is amazing. I accidentally downloaded it. I accidentally bought it.
That's okay. I've seen a few clips of it on YouTube over the years, and I think it's fantastic. I love the artistic I love the artistic take on the Turtles when they're like in their super forms and stuff like that.
Justin, are you familiar with this?
No.
Because I just happen to have some screenshots that I took from a video I was watching to show someone else. Here, let me load those to the chat.
Yeah, load those to the chat so Justin could check it out. It's and they fuse, don't they, Greg? Don't they fuse to make like a super being or something like that?
Saint Seiya.
Yeah.
Well, I expect nothing less from
the giant.
They have like they got the like Transformers. They got the full world treatment. You know, they've had live action films. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say the thing about that series is it's got like the regular style animation, and then all of a sudden it'll change to like anime like style. Yeah, here.
Yeah.
So here,
Yeah, I remember it well.
Random ones. My new profile picture, if you notice, that's a foot soldier barbecuing. And a Hawaiian shirt at the cookout. There's that, and there's Saint Seiya's the last one. These are just ones I took really quick.
I'm checking these out real quick also because I need to be remembered. I may have to look up. Yep, Saint Seiya, there he is. But they combine, they fuse. Sorry. You know,
yeah, I've never seen
Krang
this.
in his robot body. You never seen this, Justin?
Nope.
Bruh. Yeah, you need to check it out. It's fantastic. But I mean, yeah, they've kind of had the same worldwide treatment as Transformers. They've had to be called something else in England, I believe it was. I forgot what they were called.
Hero Turtles.
Superhero.
Teenage Mutant Hero
because
Turtles.
they couldn't even say ninja.
Yeah, and it's one of the reasons I think it was Michelangelo stopped using nunchucks through the series because they couldn't have nunchucks either, and it was too much to like remove those scenes. So they just like even in the U.S. they just took it out just so it was not something extra they had to do. If you notice, like in the later series, Michelangelo tends to use a grappling hook as a weapon instead of nunchucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, you know, my favorite iteration so far, from what I've been able to see of the Ninja Turtles, was probably the I forgot the name of the series. It starts off with them. Seth Green is the voice of Leonardo in that series. It's like CG anime. It's a mix of CG and anime together. Like I love the Rebel Tech figures they had. Those are really neat. And even the actual American release figures, they were pretty awesome also. So the Playmates. So I mean, like, yeah, man, like Ninja Turtles has been around and kicking for a long time, and like the Facebook groups are full of pretty genuinely good people. And I think Super 7 just released Leonardo. Bebop and Rocksteady got released also. They sold out super fast. So, and you know, it's a lot of respect I give to the Turtle franchise. They've changed with the times, just like Transformers.
Did you see the movie Turtles, Batman versus Ninja Turtles?
Yes, I did. I read the comics too.
It was really good. I was surprised. I was not expecting. I'm like, this is gonna be silly, and then I was like, oh, this is decent.
I love how Batman kicked the shit out of them.
Oh yeah, I expect nothing less.
It's Batman. Come on, guys. Get your... He just shoved his head in his chest. Oh, it's gross. Oh, justice.
But, you know, then him going one-on-one with the Shredder, that was really awesome, too. And seeing the Shredder. Anyway.
Pretty awesome.
The comics are really good. Love the interaction of Robin with the Ninja Turtles also. Those figures, who made those 2-packs though? Was that NECA also, Greg?
DC Collectibles.
Was it DC Collectibles? All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Either way, those were a good set.
You can probably still get them at GameStop for like $6 if you have a GameStop that's still open.
Shit.
GameStop, they're still in denial. So I went to go pick up some food a few nights ago. It was like an odd day. It was a Friday. The kids stayed home from work. So it was like right around the holidays. And I went to pick up some food from this Japanese place. And there's a GameStop in front of it. So I went to the GameStop while I was waiting on to pick up the food because I called while I was on the road. And it said they were going out of business. And I was like, well, fuck, our store closing. So I go in there, and I was like, there's just like a couple of racks, and then like everything else was pretty much on a table. Like it was that cleared out. And like the manager who's always there was back behind the counter, and I'm like, "Oh, I didn't know you guys were closing." He's like, "Well, we're liquidating now." I'm like, "What the fuck does that like?" No, you're closing. Like, don't. What you? It's still in denial that your store's closing.
Yeah, we're only getting rid of all the inventory, Greg. We're not closing, okay?
You literally have all of your shit.
Greg, we are not closing. We're just selling everything off.
It's like a sad yard sale in here. There's everything is on one table. And not even everything was on sale. Some shit was full price.
Uh-huh.
But they had those turtles.
Oh, GameStop.
Mm-hmm.
Good old GameStop.
They still wanted full price for used games. No, I don't know. I don't think I've ever bought a game. I don't think I've ever actually bought a game from GameStop.
That's the one thing I hate about the GameStop app. You see something like, oh shit, that's on sale. You click on it and it's like out of stock.
Yeah. See,
After
I
it
got
takes
lucky.
forever to load.
I got lucky on GameStop. I got Moff Gideon and Apollo Creed off GameStop. I can't find Quill anywhere.
Once GameStop started selling like T-shirts and shit, I'm like, well, this is the end for GameStop.
This is my GameStop anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. I understand like the collectible stuff, but like, yeah, when I walked in, like T-shirts, I'm like, that's a little weird.
Yeah.
That you were in GameStop, or that they're selling T-shirts?
Both.
A little bit of column A and a little bit of column B.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hated GameStop because it was worse than Hot Topic. Like, you go in there and they're like, "Hey, how you doing? Can I help you? Can I help you find anything? Can I help you find anything? Hey, how you doing? Can I help you find anything?" And much like Hot Topic, it's a closet, and you don't want to be there anyway. Chances are, if you're in their store, you're looking for one thing that you had no choice but to go to GameStop for, and you want to leave. And they want to have a fucking conversation.
Yep. Did you sign up for a card? Like, no, I didn't sign up for your card. I don't give a shit about
Hey
your
man,
card.
you interested in any games we got coming out here on pre-order?
Nope.
Like, no, I'm not really interested. Well, here, check out this pamphlet. Let me know if anything piques your interest, man. No, I'm good. Totally not interested.
Listen, there's people that are interested, and then there's people that are not interested, and then there's me, because I'm really not interested. Leave me alone.
Like, I would, like, if I had to choose out of all of these now, I'd probably pick up the DC Collectibles Raphael and Leonardo. I don't care for the Batman or the Robin figure.
Racist.
Whatever, I don't care. They don't care about me.
Whoa.
But yeah, I remember that, like, you know, try to cash out something at GameStop, you're being asked 50 fucking questions. And then it just gets really annoying, and you're trying not to be a jerk because they're not being a jerk, because if they don't ask you those stuff, they get yelled at by management, which is fucking stupid. But, you know, coming from someone like myself who has a pretty long sales profile experience, I understand why those questions have to be asked. I don't give them that much of a fucking hard time.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'm always just like, can we pretend you asked me the questions? You know, like if I get a survey, I'll say you asked me the questions, please.
Wait, what questions? What questions are these?
Do you want to sign up for our GameStop card? No. Do you want to sign up for a magazine subscription? No. I have plenty of toilet paper. Thank you. What else?
I think the one time I got a little bothered was like I became like a pro member, elite pro member of their club that they have. That's like $15 a year to join.
Mm-hmm.
I guess my membership was expired in a couple of days. He's like, and I picked up a game. Picked up Lego Villains because they had it on sale for $20. I'm like, oh, I'll get my nephew this. He gets kicks out of this stuff. And he's like, hey, man, yeah, so just bring it up for the game. I went ahead and added the renewal fee for your membership card. I'm like, whoa, what?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, slow down, bitch. You know, I don't nobody ask for that shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, what the hell's wrong with you, man?
You want it. I don't.
Yeah. Like, well, you know, you're here today, so obviously you use them. Like, dude, like last time I was here was like over like 6 months ago. Like, you're new to me because I never seen you here before because I haven't been here in like 6 months. How long you worked here? It was like 3 months. Yeah, see, there you go. So
You were just too cool for GameStop school, Oscar.
damn right, bro. I crossed my arms and said, "That's what's up."
You are no longer too cool for any school, Oscar.
Oh, god damn it! But everyone clapped. Speaking of clap, this is gonna clap some cheeks. Starscream fanboys, rejoice! You are finally getting a Flame Toys Kudo Katakiri Starscream.
So I always forget, which one is this? Is this the one that's like really good, or is this the model kit?
The one that's really good.
This is the one that's really good.
Okay. I mean, not that the model kits are not. I mean, I qualify that by saying like the super expensive one or the one that is the one that is a model kit. So
This is the one that's better than Starscream deserves.
This is hands down the ultimate action master, Starscream. Hands down. All we got is just the artist rendering of the figure, but we all know with their reputation at Fans Toys. Jesus Christ, I'm tired. That Flame Toys has had with these figures, they always follow through. I mean, have they made a bad one yet that people are complaining about?
Yes.
Like which one?
Oh, I don't know. I just assumed so. You said, oh, I thought that was an either or that people are complaining about, and I said yes because somebody's probably complaining about it.
Seriously.
About something somewhere.
That's true.
Stanley.
So, yeah, I mean, this looks nice. I like the artist rendering of this. Looks very intense. Love Seekers.
Just gotta love them. Just love to see them.
Yep. So he's probably got a light up chest, eyes.
Probably steal your purse. Sleep with the grandma.
Beat you up.
Kill your dad
when you're asleep. Murder your family.
Book you on a Delta flight.
Not help you climb a wall, so you record yourself as you fall. Do.
Poor guys. Let's save that for next week.
Yep, we sure are. That one's gonna be fun. Hopefully Robert will be with us and he'll be revved up, recharged, and ready to fucking unload on that stuff. So thoughts on this like specific line. I feel like Flame Toys has kind of set the curb with like, hey, you know, and especially with trying to convince Hasbro, like, you can make money off Action Masters. I mean, that's just what I call them. You know, not transformable figures of the Transformers brand is an Action Master to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, do you think they help like prove a point? Like, look, you know, as long as you don't pull some bullshit, people will buy them. They'll either build them or they'll buy like a really super detailed high-end version of them.
So my opinion is I don't think it was necessarily this particular, like, your Flame Toys that influenced it. I honestly think most of the influence goes to your Marvel Legends and your Star Wars Black Series. They're like, well, these make a lot of money for us. Let's do this for Transformers also. That's my honest opinion. You know, I don't know if I necessarily think that Hasbro learned anything from this in particular. So,
right, because I mean, I just hope for the line of Siege, they don't cross that threshold where, hey everybody, like they're doing with their Cybertrons, their Transformers Cyberverse Deluxe class figures, where they all have a piece of this character. Their first wave of it anyway, McAdams, you know, build this figure McAdams, and you know, that's one thing that's always kind of drew me away from Marvel Legends was the fact that you can have this amazing BAF figure but I feel like there's more attention to the BAF figure than there is to the actual figure that contains the part.
Well, and that's one thing I think is sometimes when you get these Build-A-Figures in your Marvel Legends, it's like it's their reason to pack characters they know nobody would just buy otherwise. You know, they're like, well, we can repurpose, I don't know, the Rogue mold and turn it into a Captain Marvel, body at least, and we can also throw in this thing. And like, I'm not saying you don't care about Captain Marvel, but you understand what I'm saying. Like, you can repurpose a mold into a character that people are less looking for, and for the sole purpose of like, they'll buy it because there's a Build-A-Figure attached. And like, what also drives me crazy with Hasbro is like, their cases are like 6 figures, and it's like there might be 5 pieces, so then there's like 2 of like the leg or something like that, and it's like, why is it not just an even distribution of everything? Like, I don't know. So I feel like instead of making it a 6-figure case, you make it like a 10-figure case, and there's just 2 of every part or whatever ships. I don't know. It's weird.
No, I totally agree. The chase figures also are kind of a bitch because you have to buy that one figure who has the head.
Mm-hmm.
If the BAF figure is like really good, like the same thing was going on. I haven't checked Marvel Legends Group in a minute. I believe the newest one is the Joe Fixit Hulk. There's always that one peg warmer that comes with like you said, a leg, or they come with an arm. They're most, I don't want to say complex, but it just gave me really, really big vibes of like when they were doing Onslaught for the older line of Marvel Legends, was like a strong guy from X-Force.
Yeah.
Like the way he's broken up and stuff like that. And the same thing, like when you were building the Juggernaut, like like his, I don't know, man. It felt like kind of frustrating to try to collect all those pieces,
Mm-hmm.
So, or some people make the BAF and just sell the BAF, and now you could either pay $150 for the whole wave to create the BAF and enjoy the figures, or you could pay $150 just to get the BAF. I don't know. That's one reason why I kind of stopped collecting Marvel Legends. It just kept drifting apart and became more about what the BAF's going to be rather than who's in this wave.
Mm-hmm.
I just like that they're paying attention to a bunch of obscure characters and stuff, but that's, whatever. That's basically all that we've got here.
You said weave.
For today's show.
I don't know.
All right.
Yep.
So, yeah. Kind of went through that. Had a nice discussion about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Has anyone been watching One Punch Man on Hulu?
Has the season? So, I watched the first season on Netflix. I have not seen the second season. The second season's on Hulu?
It's on Hulu. It's on subtitled and dubbed, my friend.
Nice. I've heard the second season's not as good as the first, but it's still something I definitely want to see.
Yeah, it's worth checking out. They're finally getting to, I don't know, the manga itself is kind of dragging its feet, getting to the goddamn old monster god Gaara arc where Saitama actually fights a guy that could take a few punches from him and not freaking randomly explode and die. So the webcomic did a really good job showing that. So I'm waiting to see what the established artist that's working on the manga itself is going to do with it. But we'll see. I mean, so yeah, that just dropped on Netflix. I was checking that out. I know you guys talked about Netflix Earthrise last week.
A little bit, not too much. We can talk about it more. What did you think, Oscar? I was telling, I think I told Greg and who was on last week. I don't even know. But I remember saying I was a little bothered that the voices. Yeah, okay, it was you and me and Greg. That's right. So, but you had explosive whatever you had going on. But I told Greg I was talking about it. I felt like the voices were somewhat reversed on some of the characters. That was probably the most off-putting thing to me was the voices, and I don't know how you felt. I thought Wheeljack sounded a goddamn whole bunch like Whirl. for Mask Squirrel, like, Oscar? It was like, all right, go Oscar. But I knew it wasn't you. You would have told us. But I was like, Wheeljack totally sounds like Whirl from Mask Squirrel. Ironhide and Ratchet felt like their voices were reversed, which I get. Like the grizzled Ratchet, like has been something that they've done. Like in Transformers Animated, he was kind of like the grizzled old guy, like war veteran and stuff. But like I don't know.
Boiled.
Yeah, like somehow it just felt wrong for a G1-ish incarnation where Ratchet's the low grumbly one and Ironhide sounds like he's like a young kid. And maybe it's just the fact that Ironhide's voice should have just been different. Maybe I wouldn't have minded where Ratchet's was in comparison, but it's like, it felt to me like you cast it wrong or something, So yeah. So I mean, I think
I feel that.
I think he should have just been a deeper voiced Ironhide, because I mean, like, there's no reason to not think that he's like this grizzled warrior too. So I don't know.
Yeah, some of the voice work did bother me. I was at first hating the post of like, if you watch it at 1.5% speed, the voices, the dialogue, the voice acting is actually really really tolerable. And it's like, oh, it isn't. I did it. And I was like, oh.
Isn't that like listening to chipmunks?
not that bad per se. I didn't feel it that way, but
I don't even think the voice that did Megatron and Prime was bad, but like when Prime starts yelling at Megatron, really I did not like that. Yeah, like it almost sounded like you couldn't even tell Megatron who was Megatron and who was Prime in the screaming moments. And it's like, yeah, like I feel like Optimus is the kind of character who even in frustration doesn't really scream. Yeah, right? Yeah. Like he's quote unquote that like perfect parent figure who never yells at his child, but he gets his point of frustration and anger across. Like I don't know.
Well, like even in the live action movies when Peter Cullen voiced him, and he had if he had to enunciate, he did so. He never raised his top of his lungs.
Yeah,
like it was always like we have to stop Megatron, and if even when he was fighting, he'd be like, rah! But it was never like move now.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody. Run.
Yeah, and I think that was one of my things that stood out is like that felt wrong. I wish there was more. I don't know. I said it before and like I've thought about it and like I said like the robots in there, like I hated seeing like 3 trillion reflectors to represent like every quote unquote generic Decepticon, know, and it's like. I get why they did that. I just wish there was maybe more generic mold, like more, like take all your models and make them generic. Like, because it always just felt like your generic models were like the Prowl mold, the Reflector mold, and maybe Sideswipe mold.
Kind of bothers me, right? Like you have, for example, Ironhide, who this character stands out. He's He's got like the little Spartan hat, right? Mm-hmm. Spartan helmet. He's red. He's very imposing. His figure is anyway, and you kind of demean. He's not so unique anymore. If you have like the Quintessons in their army, their troops are a bunch of like black painted Ironhides.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like he just doesn't stand out anymore. It's. And it's like, of course he stands out. It's red paint. No, fuck that, dude. No, like it takes away his how unique he is as a character. Mm-hmm. Which is why it's like, how do I know this guy who is this? It's a different shade of red. How do I know that's not Sideswipe? Is Sideswipe with him or is Sideswipe with Optimus Prime?
I feel like there was one point that one of the generic Autobots was a Cog, and Cog gets like off by something, and I'm like, oh, they killed Cog, and then like the next scene. There's Cog again. I'm like, why do we use Cog as our generic Autobot to die if he was just going to be in the next scene? Because it made it super confusing.
Well, it was very Star Trek-y with the way the red shirt gets 86. Uh-huh. In the end, I'm not sure if Cog even survived because he was hooked up to that Quintesson who, by the way, cut off all the extra faces.
Mm-hmm. I like that. I thought that was cool. I was talking to another friend about it too, and like he's like, I simultaneously loved it and didn't like it. He's like, there's a lot of times that it was really, it's 6 episodes and it still feels like it was too long sometimes, and I'm like, yeah. I can see that, like, because there was a lot of time that, like, everything felt a little bit on the slow side, so.
Yeah. What I was saying earlier, though, is I kind of feel bad for the hardcore Beast War fans because they show Dinobot at the end. Fucking spoilers alert, whatever. They show Dinobot at the end. He looks at the ship land, and it's like, if you guys honestly think you're going to hear Scott McNeil, I think that's his name, voice him, that's not going to happen. You're going to get generic tough guy voice, like, I'm Dinobot. I'm so tough, I'm Dinobot.
I'm Dinobot.
See, something like that. That's what you're going to get. Is generic.
I'm so tough. I'm honor.
Well,
wait, that was a little too fast. Hold on. That was a little too fast. I known as Dinobot.
And this is here's something else that I was talking to my friend and like, yeah, that's a good point. Like the whole go spoilers again. The whole like last couple episodes was drawn to where they were in that space station where half of it was stuck through the space bridge, right? And they go through and they're looking at a world, right? On the other side of space bridge. Now, for such a long period of time, I thought that was Earth, right? Like I thought we were looking at Earth because it's like this lush planet,
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. So then they, I guess, get the space station out of there and destroy the space station, which they're on their ships on the quote-unquote Cybertron side of that space bridge, right? And it blows up, and then they land on Earth, which is like, so fucking Earth was like right next to this space bridge this whole time? Like, what planet were we looking at there? Like, I thought what was going to happen is, like, for some reason, the Autobots and Megatron and stuff were going to be on the other side of the space bridge when that space station blew up, and then boom, we're on Earth, right? Like, okay, maybe the Ark's not there this time, but whatever. This is not original G1. But no, it was weird. It's like, like it crashed on Earth, but that was on the Cybertron side of the space bridge. So we see some random lush planet that we'll never see again, for who knows what reason. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, isn't it kind of fucked up? I want to know more about the unnamed lush planet than actual planet Earth.
Yeah, what else happened that was a little strange that
How about Galvatron?
Yeah, the whole dead planet thing, like that felt somewhat unnecessary. To me,
it felt unnecessary. Try underwhelming. I like Galvatron, and to see him appear, I was like, oh, cool, he's gonna be in it. And I thought they were gonna go the route of IDW, make them 2 separate entities, right? Because remember they made Galvatron like this old school barbarian, right? And he would beat up Autobots and say, I got battle axes older than you, and instead they're going a route of the fucking G1 movie. I love this movie. Stop pulling shit from it as a way to fuel your fucking storyline. You have over 10 years of IDW stuff that they could yank from to make it work in their series, to make it stand out and be its own. You know what I'm saying?
It was weird they did that they decided to do that. The fact that they called it Earthrise in general was weird. Like, why this was not just like War for Cybertron Chapter 2 or something like that, because like they never took on any Earth modes. They never touched Earth until that last episode, where we see Dinobot.
It fucking crashed.
Yeah. So like it should have been like War for Cybertron Kingdom, then eventually Earthrise, where these characters are waking up. So I don't know. I was like, why did we call this Earthrise when, they called it Earthrise because that's what the toy line is called, but like it had nothing to do with either the toy line or Earth.
Was I unmuted the whole time I was chewing ice?
No.
Okay, good. What was up with Scorponok?
What's that?
Apparently
What
he
was
came.
up with
So
Scorponok?
this doesn't make sense. So I don't know what is going on with the designers of this show. Scorponok is not to be affiliated with an Autobot or Decepticon. Yet he bears a Decepticon logo on his chest. He comes from a race of people called the Scorponoks. So you're going down this route where you want to sit there and address Scorponok as a member of like a long dead tribe that looks at, you know, I don't know how to say it. Like it's so fucking stupid. About the only thing I liked about him appearing on screen was when they knocked him down the hole, and then you hear the slow transforming sound effect. And I was like, oh, cool. It sounded like the same way it did when Megatron made the Constructicons merge for the kill, you know? I'm like, awesome. That was about it. But I think Scorponok, like, you probably could have removed the section of Scorponok. You would not have lost anything in the overall show. It sucks because, like, the more I talk about it with you guys, the more I'm noticing I kind of didn't like it, even though I watched this entire thing and I loved it at first. Yeah. I loved how they showed Alita 1 as a competent fucking leader that had to make really rough decisions. You know, some bitter in the ass, some didn't. You know, they really showcased on her a lot.
So, you know what I've learned from I'm sorry, just real quick. It's okay. Because I got to mute again. What I've learned from talking with you guys is the fact that both these series, I just haven't bothered to finish watching the last 2 episodes, and I hate them. And, like, I actually found I've saved myself about an hour and a half of my life by not watching those last 2 episodes of the last 2 series, and still I have the same opinion. I'm so thankful. Okay, I gotta choose more ice. My throat hurts.
Okay. So, I mean, that's the thing that kind of bothers me about it, man. Like, they sit there and they I think, in my opinion, they executed Alita 1 really well. I won't say perfectly. Nothing's ever perfect, but I think they did a great job with their feature on Alita 1. I think they succeeded also in showing how incompetent Optimus Prime is and how he's so fucking desperate to get, like, what was it he said he wanted? Forgiveness from Megatron?
Yeah, exactly. You know, and like, he's like, he talks about, you know, he's like, oh, we need to work together, and then he's like, oh, I'm an idiot. Like, I'm like, oh god, fucking Optimus Prime, you know, like, yeah. So,
I mean, it starts off with scenes like, you know, Optimus Prime helps Megatron. Hey, thanks, Optimus Prime. You know, then in come the fucking Scorponok. Hey, not so fast, Optimus Prime. You're gonna die by my hand. And then they fight Scorponok together. Oh, good job, Optimus Prime. Oh, thanks, Megatron. I'm a little fucking truck bitch. And it's like, but you're gonna die by my hand. But then it pulls out. It's like, come on, dude. Like every chance Megatron's doing. No, you die. It's like, come on, dude. Like, I mean, I think the one saving grace of Megatron, though, the one moment that made me like, that would help explain why he turns into such a like sociopathic, psychopathic leader is when he's talking to the disembodied, to like the decapitated head. I couldn't get the word out. So help me, Justin.
What about it?
Decapitated head of Ultra Magnus. You know, that showed the slow descent into madness. And it's like, cool, we're going to focus on it. Nah, that's fucking random superfluous. You know, they won't bring it back. If they do bring it back for Kingdom, I wonder how it's going to be. But yeah, so yeah, listeners, if you're looking forward to like the Beast Wars cast reunion, probably not going to happen unless they decide to leave the voice actors union. Because that's the people they're sticking with.
Yeah.
But that's my thoughts on that. So, think you want to go ahead and call it?
I think we should call it.
All right, time of death, 10:09 p.m. Want to have you guys go ahead, check us out on Facebook at 10. Jesus Christ. Check us out on Facebook over at facebook.com/Shattercast Uncut. Be sure to check out, our constituents there in the cool table. None of them talk to us, so it's fine.
Oscar, are you drunk?
No, I'm just very tired. It's been a long day.
Oh. Okay, I just had to ask. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's all right. So yeah, so on behalf of me and everyone else here on Shadowcast Uncut, we ask you for the sake of Primus, please collect
Don't talk for
responsibly.
me.
Be good to. Hey, shut up! I'm talking.
Don't speak for me.
Shut up, Greg! I'm talking.
Son of a bitch.
Ruining the outro. On behalf
Oscar,
of me and everyone on Shadowcast
move your
Uncut,
elbow.
for the sake of Primus, please collect responsibly. Be good to yourselves and each other. Just be good people overall. Thank you for listening. Good night.